Hello, kiddos. Okay, well, I hope you're enjoying a good breakfast maybe as you listen to this. Some cereal or toast or, hey, maybe some fruit oatmeal like Opa has every day. I love my fruit oatmeal. Okay, well, let's get back to the story. The water is decreasing, and it says that the water decreased continually until the 10th month. So for 3 months, the water is going down. And in the 10th month, on the first day of the month, again, God gives us a bunch of details. We don't need to know them necessarily, but He wants us to, and He wants to show that He was there and He knew exactly what was going on. Nobody else did. Noah was inside with his family, and they were busy. They couldn't see anything outside. They didn't know anything about what was going on outside. But it says that on that day, the first day of the 10th month, the tops of the mountains were seen. So the water went down far enough for that, for the highest mountains to start peeking out of the water. So it came to pass at the end of 40 days. So nobody is really in a hurry here. There's no schedule to meet. I'm sure they want to get out of the ark, but there's no meeting to go to. There's no stores to visit. There's nothing. So time goes by. 40 days later, then Noah opened the window of the ark. They had made one window, but it wasn't a window with glass, I don't think, or anything like that. I think it was just a hole, because he opened the window, which he had made. And by saying window, it means it was small, as opposed to the door, I guess. And then it says, then he sent out a raven. You know what a raven is? A raven is a bird, a blackbird, like a crow. You probably have them around there where you live. And they're very interesting birds. It says, which kept going to and fro until the waters had dried up from the earth. The ravens are very smart birds, and they eat about anything. They can live off of almost nothing. Well, not nothing, but I mean they don't need a specific menu. They can eat anything that's out there, and they eat a lot of junk too. So maybe let him out first, because he figured he would be the best one, easiest to stay alive. But then verse 8 says he also sent out from himself a dove. Now a dove, you know what a dove is? A dove is sort of like a pigeon. I think it's prettier than a pigeon, and it makes a cooing sound. Coo, coo. Something like that, I think. We have some doves flying around here this spring, and every morning at night and at morning we hear them making their soft, moaning, kind of sad sounds. And they fly around. They're beautiful birds, sort of white, grayish, and they seem to be happy. And they're just a very nice bird. And many times people think of peace when they see the dove, just because I guess they've got a good disposition. They're friendly. And so for whatever reason, I'm not sure exactly why, but first, Noah sent out a raven, and then later he sent out a dove to see if the waters had receded from the face of the ground. So he wants to see if this dove finds some place to stay. And so verse 9 says, but the dove found no resting place for the sole of her foot, and she returned unto the ark to him. So no resting place. Apparently there was nothing out there that was comfortable for the dove, even though the top of the mountains were seen and whatnot, but there wasn't a nice tree branch anywhere for her to sit on, and so she just flew back to the ark. For the waters were on the face of the whole earth, and she said, hey, I'm not going to be out here. There's nothing for me out here. I prefer the ark. So she came back to the ark. So he put out his hand and took her. She came back to him just like as if she'd been trained for it, and drew her into the ark to himself. Okay, so we're going to leave it there today. But the waters have seriously started to lower, and the mountains are being seen. And so Noah is trying to find out, how far things are. God isn't telling him everything. He's got to figure some things out. And that's the way it is always in life. God doesn't tell us everything. He tells us some things, the most important things, but then a lot of things we get to find out ourselves. And so Noah's trying to find out, hey, can we go out or what? And so he starts sending out these birds. And he's going to figure out from the birds if there's enough land, and if there's any trees or animals or not animals, but plants out there to be able to get out of the boat. So, okay, well, we'll see next time what happens. Goodbye. Love you.